to me.
Information, news, and entertainment on demand.
WSRadio.com.
Welcome to The Changing Stage, music gear talk from the manufacturers and musicians who define the biz. Here's your host, Florentino Buenaventura.
Oh man, it's another Changing Stage here in lovely San Diego, powered by the mighty WS Radio Networks, brought to you by SIR Music Equipment Rental, where if you are on tour, if you need to get that rental gear, they're the place to go. As well, of course, if you're a corporation and you need to get audio and video and lighting, that's the place to go. And we have our good friends down in National City at Pitbull Audio at pitbullaudio.com. Man, if you guys need gear to own and you want to make it your own, they just want you to get it and play it loud. And then our really good friends over at California Music Studios, who've graciously provided some space for us to have our sister show, Radio Band Diego, over in Encinitas. They are an incredible teaching organization where they'll connect you with the right teacher if you're the right student, or vice versa. And, I just want to remind everybody this coming month, well, actually it's August, right? This month is the big concert with the Aristocrats. So if you are a player, you know who Guthrie Govan is, and he's an amazing guitarist. And they'll be coming to UCSD's center over at the 28th. I had to think about that. So, we have some really cool guests and an incredibly talented player who's been in the business for quite some time, as well as a new up-and-coming group that he's working with. We have Josquin. I've been used to pronouncing it such a different way so many times. Dupree. So you are here with us, an incredible bass player, producer, arranger, songwriter extraordinaire. You're based here in San Diego, which we're blessed to have you here. And I think it's thank you for coming on board. And then you have Cameron, or Cameron X, as some people call him, from Leaving the Universe.
Yeah, Leave the Universe.
Leave the Universe. I use butchering names today, huh?
Yeah, today, that's your thing.
That's my thing. It's a Saturday morning.
Yeah.
It's not quite too early, but too early for somebody who's been up way late last night.
Too early for French names and names from Colorado.
There you go.
So, I kind of want to start off with you, as we talked about. You're essentially, like you said, you've been in the business for quite some time. We won't name years, but you've been around quite a bit. We were talking about earlier during the break here that you were signed to United Artists back in the day.
I can say the years, I don't care.
Okay.
I signed with UA, United Artists, in 1976.
Wow.
So it's been a long time.
Yeah.
And it was back when we could actually get record deals. What an amazing thing that was.
The thought process. And sell records.
We could sell records. We actually made demos and got record deals.
Development deals where labels would actually take the time to look at grooming an act to a level that would be marketable.
Yeah, this band was actually good. We didn't need development.
Yeah, there would be those few that would come around that way.
Yeah, there were a few, yeah. And we were luckily one of them.
Now, you grew up in France, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and you had a lot of different musical influences. Tell us, in France, because you do pop exceptionally well. You do rock. You do pretty much anything. I mean, I've listened to some of the tracks. I mean, I've heard dubstep stuff that's come out of your studio. So,
right.
Where'd you get all this musical influence from back then?
That's a tough one. I listened to everything, and I grew up with classical music, jazz, flamenco, south of France.
Yeah.
Huge. I grew up around the Gypsy Kings.
Oh, wow.
So huge.
So you grew
flamenco.
up physically. You grew up with them.
Pretty much Saint-Tropez, in the south. 80% of the population are gypsies, So I was around that music.
Yeah.
And so I've been surrounded by a variety of styles, and I gravitated, of course, around Beatles and pop, Rolling Stones, rock. But then I really liked fusion and fusion jazz.
Yeah.
So my first deal, interestingly, believe it or not, was with a fusion prog rock band.
Okay.
And
What was the name of the group?
it was called Edition Spéciale, Special Edition. And we got signed by UA in France. And once I had the deal, I didn't do the music that was on the demos. I just went crazy and did exactly the opposite of what we got signed for. So after the first album came out, we lost the deal.
Young and creative, man.
That's what it is back then. But after we lost the deal, 2 weeks later, we did another demo, even crazier, and we got signed by RCA. This is the way things used to be. You know?
Yeah, man. When you make those contacts.
We used to have a following, and there was a huge prog rock scene in Europe.
Yeah.
You know,
Still
with
is.
bands like bands like Soft Machine. I don't know if you remember these kind of bands. Caravan. Can't remember right offhand. There was a band called Magma who I played. So yeah, he
Cameron's loving the names right now.
It was Magma. We had one of the first album covers by H.R. Geiger.
Wow.
You know,
That's
the
really
artist
cool.
who did Alien.
Yeah.
He had done 2 album covers. He did Magma and Brain Salad Surgery by Emerson, Lake and Palmer.
Okay.
So
Little
we were definitely
art
there.
history.
Yeah. So we were actually we still listed in the Encyclopedia of Progressive Rock in the 70s.
Yeah, that's cool. And I think there's a little bit of resurgence. The Aristocrats are one of the big ones that are coming out of Europe right now.
Okay.
Yeah. So that Guthrie Govan is just he's considered like the next guitar god out there.
Oh, cool.
So that they're so that's definitely Europe is definitely a breeding ground for that with groups. Now you've kind of moved into that, but from what I read, you kind of had a little taste for the pop. How'd you move into that area?
I always liked pop, and this may not sound very good, but I decided by 1980, if I was going to make a living at this, I had to play pop music.
Yeah, right.
And so I knew I had the ability, and so I got into songwriting and producing, and basically I just got and quite honestly, as a bass player, there were such incredible bass players like Jaco Pastorius and Nathan East that we were just talking about. I mean, it's like I couldn't compete. As a bass player, those guys were way too good, and I think success is knowing your strengths and weaknesses, and going towards what you can achieve.
Yeah, I agree. And even from your buddy, mutual friend Bunny Brunel, another incredible bass player. So there have been a great deal, and so you started doing the pop production stuff. I'm going to kind of do a little name dropping. You got a chance to write with somebody that most people would dream just give their left arm, right arm, actually their legs. So you got a chance to write with the lyricist for Elton John, Bernie Taupin.
Yeah, that was I wrote about 20 songs with him.
Wow.
And I think I'm going to be writing with him again in the future, the next few months.
Now, how did that come about? That's kind of random.
Yeah, it is. Well, it was mutual friend.
Okay.
Bernie's best friend happens to be my best friend.
Oh, that works out.
And so we kind of all connected at a time in the late 80s.
Yeah.
And we were hanging out a lot. And Bernie doesn't write with anybody. He doesn't.
Just Elton. That's all I know he's ever written with.
Well, he's written with a few people, but he's written with Willie Nelson, and he's written a lot of other big hits,
Yeah, I didn't
like
realize
These Dreams for Heart. He's written.
Oh, okay.
We Built This City.
Okay.
But he picks and chooses. It's not like somebody goes up to him and goes, "Hey, I want to ride with you."
Let's work something out. We'll put together and get a deal.
Yeah, he's a very private guy. He doesn't care about money. He doesn't care about. So it's just something that happens on his terms.
Yeah, it's all about the lyrics and the art.
Right. So basically, and he's not a big fan of pop music, believe it or not. So one day it just kind of came together, and we kept doing it. So that's basically, and of course, needless to say, it's an unbelievable experience,
Yeah.
because you have to rise to the occasion,
No, exactly. That's like you said. I mean, Elton John, incredible songwriter, Willie Nelson. These are the great. So, and it's testament to you, man. I mean, that's why it's an amazing thing, and and it kind of shows you've actually grown in other areas too. You do a lot of TV work as well. I mean, I know that you've done Teen Mom, and kind of give us a little bit of this. I know you're trying to compile that because it's just so huge.
Well, I got also into publishing other people's music and writing. The film TV thing came about in the early to mid 90s.
Yeah.
And I kind of jumped on it very quickly with MTV.
Yeah.
And
good stuff.
yeah, I mean, I've written for probably 20 of their shows. We're still doing about 5 of their shows right now.
Yeah, which you mentioned, Catfish, and
we're doing Catfish. We're doing One Bad Choice.
Okay.
We did 4 seasons of Catfish, which is getting a little boring.
Yeah.
We're doing, we did Teen Mom, Cribs, Pimp My Ride, all these shows,
Keeping the studio busy, I can imagine.
Yeah, and I work with a lot of different studios, too, all around the world, a lot of different writers. So I'm more a supervisor and administrator of different musics, It's not like I write everything, that would be overwhelming.
Yeah, that would be just too much.
But I publish it, and I have the final say on everything.
Yeah. No, I got you on that. So that music tells us that we're going to a commercial break. Josquin Dupre. I'll get it right, man.
We'll get it right.
We're here with the Changing Stage radio show powered by the Mighty WS Radio Networks. We'll be right back in a few short minutes, and we're going to be talking a little bit with Cameron as well. That's going to be awesome. An incredible band. Stay tuned.
Are you serious about your music? Are you ready to run with the big dogs? The experts at Pitbull Audio have the gear to get you into the game. From leading manufacturers like Mesa Boogie, Fender, Pioneer, and American Audio. To sound your best, you need the best. Pitbull Audio can deliver in rehearsal, on stage, and into the big time. Dropping beats, shredding guitar, or making the crowd roar. Whatever you dream, Pitbull Audio can help make it happen. We are Pitbull Audio. We want you to play it loud. PitbullAudio.com.
Thank you for listening to WS Radio. Improve your business and your life with useful information from experts and thought leaders. WS Radio is radio with ROI.
You may have heard me brag about Progressive Medical Center and just how much they've helped me with my health. And Dr. Goley, one thing that you have helped so many people with is migraines.
Unfortunately, there are millions and millions of Americans who are suffering with migraines and headaches, and they're debilitating because it affects the quality of their life, and they cannot function properly. At Progressive, we get to the root cause because we understand that migraines could be caused by nutritional deficiencies, hormonal imbalances, believe it or not, delayed food sensitivities. And once we determine what the real reason is, we put a plan of action together with medication that we get them off slowly, and we put them on an all-natural approach, and the results are amazing.
Incredible. I mean, there's so many people that can say they don't live their lives with migraines anymore thanks to Progressive Medical Center.
And that's what's exciting and rewarding to us as physicians, because we help our patients take control of their health, and that's why they're living well.
Why don't you get a hold of Progressive Medical Center today? Don't live in pain. Don't have migraines anymore. Just go to their website, progressivemedicalcenter.com.
This is your life. Live it well.
In the military, things can change in an instant. The Navy Mutual Aid Association, we understand because it's our life too. That's why our dedication to serving the life insurance needs of our military veterans and their families is unrivaled. Navy Mutual offers superior life insurance protection without military service restrictions and limitations. A single focus on providing the peace of mind military families are looking for. That's what we do. Navy Mutual, insuring those who serve. Call 800-628-6011 or go to NavyMutual.org.
Hi, this is Rob Barnett, CEO and founder of VinVillage.com and the Wine and Dine Show on Vin Village Radio. Do you have a wine, event, product, or service to promote? Then contact VinVillage.com to reach thousands of wine lovers across the country. VinVillage connects like-minded wine enthusiasts with unique and exclusive wines, events, products, and services. To learn more, contact us on VinVillage.com. VinVillage is where wine lovers connect. Hi, this is Rob Barnett, VinVillage.com, where wine lovers connect. Be sure to tune in weekly to Vin Village Radio for exclusive, in-depth interviews with the who's who in wine and food.
Talk to me.
Information, news, and entertainment on demand.
WSRadio.com.
Welcome to the Changing Stage, music gear talk from the manufacturers and musicians who define the biz. Here's your host, Florentino Buenaventura.
That's right. It's the Changing Stage, second segment, powered by the mighty WS Radio Networks, the worldwide leader in Internet talk, brought to you by Pitbull Audio at pitbullaudio.com, SIR at SIR-USA.com, where I think Josquin has used them probably a few times on a tour.
Absolutely.
And, anybody who's a player has used them because they're it. And,
Dolph is a good friend, the owner.
Cool. Yeah. He's they're great crew over there. And they help us out with gear when we do our live stuff. And then, of course, really good friends, California Music Studio. They're a great company, CaliforniaMusicStudios.com. If you are listening and you need some lessons, they have the best teachers in town, as well as in Southern California, period. We've been talking, and, you've had this amazing career. Tell me now, what are the current projects that you're working on? And I'm kind of prepping it for one really important one that's going to be, we're going to talk about.
Well, currently I'm working. Are you talking about TV or are you talking about?
Yeah, like you've got a number of projects. So tell us, what are you juggling at this moment?
Okay, we just finished working for a show, Ellen DeGeneres show on Warner Brothers called Hello Goodbye.
Yeah, okay.
That's going to air on Travel Channel.
Nice.
We wrote the theme.
Oh, very cool.
And it's a very interesting show. You can look it up. I guess I can reveal it because I saw it online, so I can reveal it now. It's a show about people walking around Chicago O'Hare Airport, I think, and another big airport. Kurt Menefee is the host.
Okay.
And he's asking people their story, who they're waiting for, and the connection.
Wow, that's
their
great.
Story. It's actually very interesting. And we wrote the theme. The song, it's called Hello Goodbye. I guess they couldn't use the Beatle one. But there was a lot of pressure on writing a song called Hello Goodbye, as you can imagine. And we wrote, the music leading up, to the song. So it's a 1-minute piece.
Yeah.
And you have to put a lot of lyrics and music in that piece leading up to a build,
Yeah.
So we did that, and I'm writing a lot of stuff for Warner Brothers, right now, Warner Brother TV Productions.
Nice, okay.
And Ellen DeGeneres has 4 shows right now on Warner Brothers. So we're working on that.
Well,
and still do a little bit of MTV.
Exactly. But then you also have your passion for actually making music that is just to make music.
Yeah, I have exactly. And about 18 months ago, maybe 24 months ago, somebody knocked on my door and told me about this lady knocked on my door, told me about her son who had this great band. So luckily I wear shades and my eyes were rolling back. And I go, yeah, uh-huh.
Yeah.
And
because you hear it all the time, right?
Yeah, and so what happened, they came in, we have a teaching program at the studio, and he was taking the teaching program and bringing his band, and I kept my ears closed. I didn't want to hear it.
Okay.
But I kept hearing it, and it was good. So I would pop my head in, and after a while, I decided, I think, correct me if I'm wrong here, Cameron. Can we introduce Cameron?
Yeah, let's Cameron X.
Hello.
We'll put the hands up like that.
There we go.
So anyway, Cameron came in. I asked him for a CD, I think, right?
Yeah.
Am I correct?
Yeah.
And I listened to it, and then I called my friend Brian Spivak,
okay,
who used to work at Cargo Records and previously at Geffen Records.
Yeah.
And Brian had participated in all the bands at Cargo. I don't know if you remember Cargo from the 90s.
I do.
Cargo was the label that broke Blink-182.
Yeah.
Drive Like Jehu and with Rocket from the Crypt and
Yeah,
all
yeah,
these
yeah,
bands.
yeah.
And Brian didn't want to hear about it, But Brian and I like to go out sometime and have drinks when he's in town. He lives in Austin.
Okay.
So one night I took him over. They were brick by brick. There was 2 people in the room, Brian and I at the bar. The drinks were not very good, but the band was kicking ass. There was only 3-piece. There were no bass player.
Yeah.
So we started talking, and then we passed things around, and fast forward, 18 months, and they're selling out Soma.
Yeah.
And we've been working with them on developing. And the great thing about this band is they listen to advice. I mean, we've been doing it. I've been doing it 40 years, Brian probably 25 to 30 years, and we know what to do. When we work together with a band that is extremely smart and extremely talented, and it's not that they listen to us, it's like we're all listening to each other.
Yeah, it's
and
collaborative effort.
It's a collaborative effort, and it's a very strong effort, and we're constantly monitoring what they're saying, what they're doing, and Brian and I talk about it.
Yeah.
And they're talking, I'm sure, about what we're saying, and everything is all collaborative. So the results are really showing now, 18 months later.
Yeah. So, Cameron, you guys have had a huge success with winning a coveted spot on Van's Warped Tour.
Yes,
dude.
Yes.
How did you guys come about with that?
Basically, Soma, the venue that we play at a lot, here they had a contest to get a spot on the Warped Tour that's going to come through Qualcomm Stadium this Wednesday, and I just emailed and said, hey, we need to be on that.
This dude has, to interrupt you, you have a total radio voice, by the way.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, unlike me,
I don't have a radio voice. I don't know how I got this job, but you have the total, like, hey.
Hey. But yeah, so, I said, hey, we need to be on that. She said, oh, all right, So we did that, and it was, they had a 100-ticket minimum of pre-sales and stuff, so we thought, I was like, oh, that might be kind of hard, but, we'll double it. And then, and then after a while, we were like, we're going to quadruple that, and that didn't happen. But we did actually more than double that, and we got we made all new stage stuff, and really
that's
got everything together. Just went all out for the show. Went to the malls every weekend and showed people music on headphones and passed out flyers, and just went for like 2 months, just every day advertising ourselves, and built. We already had a growing fan base before then, but even in the last 2 months, it just really took off, and then the room was completely packed as the main stage and for the battle. And Dave Shapiro is a really big industry guy with the agency group. He came to judge it, and it was also a very cool showcase for him. And yeah, everything just went very well and fell into place.
Now, were you working with Josquin at the time?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So you guys' history, well, let's kind of give a shout out to the band members. You've got 3 core band members, and you got a 4th. Say hello to everybody. Hopefully they're listening.
Yes, hello. So we have Crystal on vocals, incredible vocalist. Kaylin is the guitar player.
Yeah.
And then Tristan, we met out here, actually, and he is our new bass player.
Yeah. So you guys came from...
We came from Colorado.
And what brought you to San Diego, man? That's just kind of a random spot to pick to jump into the music business.
Yeah, I mean, when we were younger, all through high school, we kept thinking LA. We're gonna go to Hollywood or whatever, and we'll play some bar, and some guy will find us in there, and we'll get signed. But the usual delusion there. But we actually went to the Songwriters Expo on a little trip to Santa Barbara.
Mm-hmm.
And because a friend of my family's actually puts that on, and we kind of had our stuff we had written in high school as kind of more pop punk and just guitar, bass, and drums, and they were like, this is kind of there really isn't. This is kind of dying out, this style, but there is something here. You guys have great melodies, and there is something here. So keep working at it, but you need to get out of Colorado, which we already knew, and. My parents had moved to San Diego, so I didn't want to live with them, but
it kind of works, right?
But then we were like, well, that might be a good idea to go and have that as a as a pad there, and then use San Diego as a place to get started because there's Soma, which is where a lot of bands have broken from.
Casbah.
There's a lot of great places, and we can make a big splash here, and then eventually, when the time is right, it'll spread to LA and just keep spreading. But it didn't get washed out in the LA scene.
Yeah, no, I came down here myself in the late '90s to do that same thing, Launchpad, try to do business in LA. And once I got here, man, I never wanted to leave. Josquin, is that same with you?
Pretty much, yeah. I was in LA. I mean, I was a writer at Warren Chappell, but I always had a house down here.
Yeah.
And I had a place in LA.
Now you don't have to.
The big luxury. I love LA, and I like hanging out. Yeah. But I have big luxury over anyone who lives in LA is I can leave.
Exactly. Don't have to get in that crazy traffic and everything.
Oh, traffic is hellacious now.
Oh, it's worse.
4 hours to get there.
Me and Paul went to go meet with Michael Boddicker and and those guys up there, and coming back down at 11 at night there was traffic, man.
Oh yeah.
It's just like terrible. So we got about 25 seconds left as I'm looking at the clock. Give us your URL and how people can hear about you, Cameron.
The easiest way is just to do leavetheuniverse.com, and all of our links are there that you can find: YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. But you can also just Google Leave the Universe and everything will come right up. So,
and you guys are on Facebook and all that fun stuff. So so that we're going to be next segment. We're going to actually be talking more about the band as well as playing a couple of the tracks that people are dying to hear. This has been the Changing Stage radio show powered by the mighty WS Radio Networks. Thanks again to SIR Music Equipment Rental, Pitbull Audio at pitbullaudio.com, and California Music Studios. You guys are incredible. We'll be right back in a few short minutes. Remember, the Aristocrats are going to be over at USCSD on August 28th.
Are you serious about your music? Are you ready to run with the big dogs? The experts at Pitbull Audio have the gear to get you into the game. From leading manufacturers like Mesa Boogie, Fender, Pioneer, and American Audio. To sound your best, you need the best. Pitbull Audio can deliver in rehearsal, on stage, and into the big time. Dropping beats, shredding guitar, or making the crowd roar. Whatever you dream, Pitbull Audio can help make it happen. We are Pitbull Audio. We want you to play it loud. PitbullAudio.com.
On the internet, your business's reputation can be unjustly destroyed in an instant. Don't wait for that to happen. Building and marketing your 5-star reputation can increase your business by as much as 19%. Take control of your reputation and have the 5-star reputation you deserve with Reputation Marketing Solutions by DSI Development. Become the go-to company by visiting 5starrepmarketing.com. The number 5starrepmarketing.com.
Has your business been appified? Are you tired of doing marketing that doesn't deliver results? Mobile apps build loyalty and quality retention. Your app from UPG Mobile puts your business on their mind and at their fingertips. UPG Mobile will give you a custom app highlighting how you are unique, targeting your message, and improving your open rates. Appify your business and amplify your presence with your customers at upgmobilemarketinggroup.com.
You've heard me bragging about Progressive Medical Center and how they've helped me feel so much healthier. But one thing, Dr. Agoli, that a lot of people come to you with is just unexplained pain. They just can't get any relief. Why can Progressive Medical Center's Pain Management Center help them?
First of all, we have to acknowledge that pain is for real, and you've got acute pain and chronic pain. Here's the problem. That acute pain turns to chronic, which is long-standing, and no one's getting to the root cause. There's several key diagnostic components that help us get to the root of what's causing this pain. Is it inflammation? Once we do a thorough evaluation to get the root cause, determine if it's structural or if it's a metabolic issue. And this way, we put an individualized program for pain management involving correcting the spine, using certain injections when necessary, and we get our patients out of pain quicker, and they stay out of pain because we teach them how to live their life well.
Don't let yourself live in pain any longer. Get a hold of Progressive Medical Center today at progressivemedicalcenter.com.
Progressive Medical, this is your life, live it well.
This is Bill Gruber with BizVid Communications, a Southern California video production leader. We've been honored to sponsor, produce, write, and host many of the fine programs on WS Radio over the years. So we understand how important the internet and your website exposure are. As video producers, we know the tricks and secrets to incorporate video to increase your search engine optimization and business success. Visit bizvidcommunications.com to see what we can do for you. BIZVID communications.com.
Talk to me.
Information, news, and entertainment on demand.
WSRadio.com.
Welcome to the Changing Stage, music gear talk from the manufacturers and musicians who define the biz. Here's your host, Florentino Buenaventura.
That's it. This third segment of the Changing Stage radio show powered by the mighty WS Radio Networks, the worldwide leader in internet talk. And always got to give thanks to the people who are making this happen. Pitbull Audio at pitbullaudio.com. You guys have just supported us from the get-go, and we really appreciate you guys. And then, of course, we've got California Music Studios. They're providing our sister show, a great place, a great home for us to kind of do our thing over there. And then SIR Music Equipment Rental, which I think, Cameron, you guys are probably going to be using once you guys going out on tour. That's how that's how it works. So we've been talking about Leave the Universe here, and all the things that are going on. And Cameron, I also wanted to touch a little bit about some of the things, some of the musical influences that you've had. You touched on pop punk. What inspired you? What was your passion to get into music?
Well, I've been playing drums since I was like 2 years old.
And guitar.
I started guitar in high school when I wanted something that I could actually write on. But, when I started, it was Queen, We Will Rock You. Just made me want to do that.
Wanted to rock?
I was always doing that on tables. And my parents finally got me this little toy drum set that I broke very quickly. But yeah, I first got really, I was into like Dave Matthews Band when I was younger, but mainly for the drums because I looked at it from a musician standpoint. And
his band's amazing.
Yeah, and then what really got me into music for the emotional side of it and just listening to songs for just being songs, I started getting into the pop punk thing, and I saw Green Day and Blink-182 and Sum 41 and all the classics, the Ramones and stuff like that, and I was like, oh, this has an attitude. This is really cool. It's got aggression. It's got melodies. It's a lot of fun there. And then that was all through high school, and then I always tried to ignore pop. Because it's kind of the cool thing to do to be anti-pop. You turn it off on, oh, that's pop, and you turn it off, but. I kept liking it, and then before you knew it, I was listening to nothing but pop for a while, and so yeah, we're very pop oriented. It's got guitars and real drums and stuff, but it's we're more of a pop band than we are anything else, and
a little bit of an edge though. More than just, you guys got not your see, I love Taylor Swift, but not to say she's got a softer sound. That's kind of how it goes. So that's kind of interesting because you are a drummer and a songwriter. Mm-hmm. That's not pretty typical. But you also play guitar.
Yeah.
How do your partner Caitlin?
Kaylin.
I'm sorry. I'm terrible with names today. This is my worst name day today ever. So what's your name again? This guy over here? No, I'm talking about my producer, Paul Berezetsky. I usually butchered your last name, too.
My name is Pavel Berezetsky.
That's right.
I can't get anything right.
So, when you guys are writing, what's the process that you use? How do you, where's the inspiration come from?
Well, with the last record that we just finished, which is our best stuff and what's kind of truly us now. I get a lot of influence now from things like movie soundtracks and just watching movies and stuff like that. It's not so much other bands as it is just art in general. I listen to like Hans Zimmer. He does like all the stuff for like The Dark Knight and Inception and stuff like that, and just and also listen to. Yeah, and then also, listen to a lot of pop, and then still a lot of rock and stuff like that. So, but yeah, I mean, a lot of times our songs will just start with like a sound or like a pad, and then you build some chords on it, and then I'll add some strings into it and some layers, and just kind of build this kind of soundtrack almost, and then I'll write a melody over it, and then we'll all sit down and say, what's the story behind this song? Where does this put you? And that's where the lyrics come from, but they always come last.
That is so cool. So we're going to play a couple of tracks, kind of good segue.
Yeah.
Prep the first track we're going to play.
The first one is called Just Let Go, and it's one of our happier, poppier songs.
Okay.
So it's one of my favorites to play live.
Yeah, current single.
Yeah.
That gets a lot of reaction live.
Oh.
Yes. It's a jumping song.
And you guys don't have this right now online, because I was trying to find music online.
This one is actually out now.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so go ahead and Paul, kick it.
Bad with names and internet searching.
I know, right? I was just like, but hey, I have the microphone. You will listen to me. Go ahead, kick it off, Paul.
I'm dreaming, but would you trust me to take you far away this evening? A fire burns in your eyes, 'cause all I see are stars laid out in front of me. Alive, naive, like you and me tonight. Just let go.
Great track. Sorry, we had a little technical difficulty. Sound like we had a little thinness in the tone, but you can hear the songwriting.
Yeah,
it's amazing. It's amazing. So, how long ago did you release that again?
Oh gosh, that was maybe 7 months ago or something. I don't even remember.
Actually, they're doing the video for this in about a month.
Right after Warped Tour, actually.
Oh,
a
nice.
week after Warped Tour, we're doing a music video for that song.
Can you give us a prep on what the theme will be like, or is that top secret yet?
It's still developing, actually. A
Still
lot of
developing.
performance in there, and we're organizing that and stuff. But it'll be a lot of fun. High energy.
One thing he hasn't talked about is, I've been around for a while.
Yeah, you've had a few years in the business.
Crystal is an amazing live singer.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, amazing.
And you would know.
I would know. I've seen a few.
Yeah.
20 years before you was born, I've seen a few.
Yeah.
I mean, she has the best of Pat Benatar, Joan Jett, Ann Wilson.
Yeah.
I mean,
just balls out.
And live performance at the top. And anybody who sees them live gets that, I would say, within the first 10 seconds, of the show. I mean, am I correct?
Yeah.
You guys wouldn't have gotten the tour if you didn't. If that wasn't the case, because this is really hard. That's a coveted
Well,
spot.
it's really simple. They opened with the first song, and the guy from the agency group was going, "Okay, that's it.
Let's go. Let's roll with this."
I heard some Freddie Mercury type kind of intensity in there. That's what made me think of that.
Yeah,
pretty awesome.
Yeah, Crystal actually listens to a lot of Queen.
Oh yeah. So.
Yeah.
it's kind of amazing that a lot of the talent that's coming up now, the influences that they're influenced by. Let's go ahead and play the next track, cue it up, and then we're going to play that out through to the commercial.
Okay. Yeah, it's called Reflection, and this is a little bit of a heavier song, a little slower, more guitar in there.
Wow, that has been Leave the Universe, and that's one of their other singles coming out here very shortly. This has been the Changing Stage radio show powered by the mighty WS Radio Networks, brought to you by Pitbull Audio at pitbullaudio.com, California Music Studios. Thanks, Jennifer and the crew over there, and of course, SIR Music Equipment Rental at SIR-USA.com. We'll be right back for our fourth segment. Stay tuned.
Are you serious about your music? Are you ready to run with the big dogs? The experts at Pitbull Audio have the gear to get you into the game. From leading manufacturers like Mesa Boogie, Fender, Pioneer, and American Audio. To sound your best, you need the best. Pitbull Audio can deliver in rehearsal, on stage, and into the big time. Dropping beats, shredding guitar, or making the crowd roar. Whatever you dream, Pitbull Audio can help make it happen. We are Pitbull Audio. We want you to play it loud. PitbullAudio.com.
On the internet, your business's reputation can be unjustly destroyed in an instant. Don't wait for that to happen. Building and marketing your 5-star reputation can increase your business by as much as 19%. Take control of your reputation and have the 5-star reputation you deserve with Reputation Marketing Solutions by DSI Development. Become the go-to company by visiting 5starrepmarketing.com. The number 5starrepmarketing.com.
I raised $8,000 to build schools for South African children.
After realizing how many people go hungry in San Diego, I now volunteer at a food pantry.
I'm spending the next year doing volunteer projects across 3 countries and helping in ways they designate to be the most helpful.
The World Link program at the Joan B. Kroc Institute for Peace and Justice recognizes the potential of youth as agents of social change. Learn how you can help youth become a generation of leaders in action at peace.sandiego.edu.
You've heard me bragging about Progressive Medical Center and how they've helped me feel so much healthier. But one thing, Dr. Agoli, that a lot of people come to you with is just unexplained pain. They just can't get any relief. Why can Progressive Medical Center's Pain Management Center help them?
First of all, we have to acknowledge that pain is for real, and you've got acute pain and chronic pain. Here's the problem. That acute pain turns to chronic, which is long-standing, and no one's getting to the root cause. There's several key diagnostic components that help us get to the root of what's causing this pain. Is it inflammation? Once we do a thorough evaluation to get the root cause, determine if it's structural or if it's a metabolic issue. And this way, we put an individualized program for pain management involving correcting the spine, using certain injections when necessary, and we get our patients out of pain quicker, and they stay out of pain because we teach them how to live their life well.
Don't let yourself live in pain any longer. Get a hold of Progressive Medical Center today at progressivemedicalcenter.com.
Progressive Medical, this is your life, live it well.
Which sandwich is healthy and tasty? Which sandwich can come on bread or in a bowl? Which sandwich comes 51 different ways, so it's always your way? A which sandwich. Stop into our shop in Hazard Center. We're upstairs from the Hazard Center Digiplex. Bring in your movie ticket. We will add a free drink and chips to your sandwich order. Or order online at which.com, and we will have it ready and waiting. WHICH, which.com.
Information, news, and entertainment on demand.
WSRadio.com.
Welcome to the Changing Stage, music gear talk from the manufacturers and musicians who define the biz. Here's your host, Florentino Buenaventura.
That's right. It's the fourth segment of the Changing Stage radio show powered by the mighty WS Radio Networks, the worldwide leader in Internet Talk Radio. And again, thanks to our sponsors, Pitbull Audio at pitbullaudio.com, SIR at SIR-USA.com, and California Music Studios with Jennifer and Holler for a team over there where they help bands connect, or they help students connect with teachers, and and then they can grow up to be cool bands like Leave the Universe. So Cameron, you guys have kind of been growing in what you're doing and how everything is coming about, and it's huge. You've went from playing these smaller shows to these now 1,600 seat shows, and obviously Warped Tour is going to be a big jump. What are you expecting? How does that feel for you? And what do you think about the scene here locally?
It feels great. I'm very happy that we chose San Diego and chose to grow our fan base here. We've met a lot of cool people. I really love our whole fan base. And, it feels very comfortable, actually more comfortable to me to be in front of a bigger audience up on a bigger stage than it is to be in like a small bar or something like that.
Yeah.
It just feels a lot more.
You're a rock star.
Yeah.
Because I'm a rock star.
I don't know. When you have a huge amount of people that are all there and they're positive about it and they're really into it, as opposed to maybe some people playing pool in the corner.
They're not there to listen to you. They're there to basically get drunk and maybe find somebody to have a good time with. Whereas this one is they're here for the music.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel these guys are really... They're destined to bring back arena rock, That's what we need, more arena rock.
Exactly. Well, big shows, I think that's going to be huge. So I think that's cool. So, have you guys had a chance to tour outside of this area much?
Yeah, we've done a little bit of that. We did about a year ago. We actually did 2 small tours that were about 2 weeks long, and we went through, the Four Corners area, Vegas. It's kind of down, did a little loop like that, did a show every night, maybe 7 or 8 shows.
Yeah.
So that was a lot of fun.
Where did you go, Texas?
Yeah, Arizona? We did Texas too.
Yeah. Now, you've got some big plans for these boys, Josquin.
Well, I wouldn't have picked it up if I didn't have a plan. The whole idea of nowadays trying to get a record deal is pretty... to me, it doesn't even mean anything.
Yeah.
Because nobody's buying records, and... If it wasn't my background of placement in film and television, I wouldn't even have considered it.
Yeah, because that's a
so,
thing.
rather than thinking, record deal and we're going to try to sell something that nobody's buying.
Yeah. Taylor Swift was the only one who went platinum last year, I think.
Right.
Yeah.
And she went platinum, and back to the days when Fleetwood Mac could sell 14 million records, there's no comparison. So my goal immediately was, how can we place these guys? So I contacted various publishing companies, and immediately the goal, the ultimate goal with any artist I would work with is, can I get one of their songs in a big action movie or a TV series like Grey's Anatomy, or, and that will break the band. A lot of groups.
Yeah.
You look at, for example, Brandi Carlile. I mean, sure, she had a career, but she broke through Grey's Anatomy to the major audience. Same with, God, I forget that band from San Francisco, but same thing, you know. It's very common these days.
Yeah.
So that's really our goal. That's what we're pursuing. We don't need a 15-song CD.
No.
We need one song in a major movie.
Yeah,
that's what we're focusing on. We're on the phone every day at Trackstar, at my company, trying to get that placement.
Yeah, yeah.
And we're getting results. We're getting small. We're getting, and we're getting a
TV
lot of
shows
interest.
already? Yeah.
Well, we got a little instrumental on MTV, but right now, we have one particular company that Cameron has met with who is very interested, and they have one major placement in a major movie every month. They had Mission Impossible last month, Selma, they had, all the major movie, Avengers. So that's who we are working with. So it's only a matter of time.
Yeah, and I think that's a smart plan, because today's business is about establishing a brand versus about selling a disc or an album.
Yeah.
Because that brand is going to leverage to to other areas, whether it be we've seen this in Asia. I learned this model in Asia from a company called Rock Records. They couldn't sell CDs over there in Asia because the pirating at that particular time in the late 90s was just crazy. You'd go to Vietnam, the jungles there, Philippines. They would just, for every legitimate CD that would go out, they would have just tons. I don't know the actual number, but it just they couldn't make sales, so they had to figure out how to do this. So they created brands, and you see Asia's probably doing the best right now when it comes down to like K-pop, J-pop,
absolutely,
and all these other different types of sounds that are influencing the world, which spawned off of the Western sound that we have. So
all we need is, once we get a cut in a major film, whether we're selling shirts, pendants, Leave the Universe, any kind of merchandise,
and
the
concerts.
CD and concert tickets, and the CD becomes another piece of merch.
Marketing tool.
It's a marketing tool.
Yeah. So then the revenue is mostly going to be coming from the actual placements in movies or TV and the merch, or is that more to build the exposure? For
The revenue, it'll build the exposure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're still going to be trying to sell MP3s
of
on
course,
iTunes
of course.
and all
It's
that.
that is also available.
Right.
Yeah. But it will not be the driving force as it used to be in the old days when you had, let's say, a band like Rat. They would put out their CD, and that was the driving force. And then you go to the concert, you buy the T-shirt. Now we're using the film TV placement as the vehicle.
Yeah. So and that's exceptionally smart. Now, obviously, you have a unique position to do that, Josquin. You can connect them with that. It's definitely not the easy way to go, but I see that's what's going to be needed in this business, to have different ways and kind of find your own direction with all of that stuff. What's the milestones that you guys are going to try to hit here in the next year or two?
Well, I just described it, right?
Yeah. Well, we got that new one where it's going to be there. You've got those, but what do we think? Academy Award, not Academy, American Music Awards, Grammys.
Of course.
Of course. That's all. But these are just accolades. These are just trophies. We're not. The idea is, I never thought. I've had a whole career of one-offs. I don't hit home runs. I just do everything one step at a time, and that's what created longevity for me.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people who hit a lot of home runs, and they live in a small apartment.
Yeah. That's true.
I live on top of the hill.
You're doing very well. Definitely.
So you see, it's not about.
Studio.
To me, longevity is so much more important.
Yeah, that is true. Where you're actually able to carry on and keep doing what you love,
and have a plan all the way through. Always a plan.
Yeah.
Short, medium, long term. At all times.
Yeah. We got about 30 seconds left. Cameron, give us a couple of shouts out to people who have also helped to make you guys where you're at and where you're going.
Well, I mean, of course, Josquin and Brian for, if it wouldn't have been for them picking us up, we would be a lot further back right now. And, other than that, it's, my bandmates and, of course, my parents for putting up with music for all these years. You know, having a drummer as a son is not an easy thing to do, but, you know, it's been very self-sustaining this whole time.
Well, Cameron, Josquin, thank you very much for being on the Changing Stage radio show.
Thanks for having us.
And, we're going to listen more from you guys. Hopefully we'll get you on San Diego. This has been the Changing Stage radio show powered by the Mighty WS Radio Networks. Thanks SIR, Pitbull Audio, and California Music Studios. Thanks to the Lord above for waking me up this morning. I'll listen to you next week.
Are you serious about your music? Are you ready to run with the big dogs? The experts at Pitbull Audio have the gear to get you into the game. From leading manufacturers like Mesa Boogie, Fender, Pioneer, and American Audio. To sound your best, you need the best. Pitbull Audio can deliver in rehearsal, on stage, and into the big time. Dropping beats, shredding guitar, or making the crowd roar. Whatever you dream, Pitbull Audio can help make it happen. We are Pitbull Audio. We want you to play it loud. PitbullAudio.com.
Progressive Medical.
Hey, this is Heidi Rue, and Progressive Medical Center has literally changed my life and my health, but I'm not the only one. Adele suffered from bone deterioration, bone overgrowth, profound muscle discomfort, physical exhaustion, and mental fog. In fact, the bone deterioration becomes so serious that she had to have back surgery. Well, after the surgery, she still didn't feel well, and so that's when she heard about Progressive Medical Center. Progressive Medical Center discovered that her adrenals weren't working properly, her hormones were out of whack, and the drugs she had been taking were doing more harm than good. Adele came into Progressive Medical Center in a walker, physically and mentally exhausted. But now she's a world traveler. She hikes and walks several miles a day, and it's all thanks to Progressive Medical Center. 770-676-6000. 770-676-6000.
Progressive Medical. This is your life. Live it well.
Take a break from politics. Tune in and learn something. WS Radio shows are worth your time and are filled with tips and advice. Add us to your lunch routine, and we'll give you a meal for your mind.
Do you want to be a professional coach? Are you in business trying to make a real difference with people you manage or work with? Have you started a coaching practice that isn't quite getting off the ground? Get the skills you need to be a successful coach today with the Coaches Training Program from Accomplishment Coaching. The Coaches Training Program will show you how to help others focus and be more fulfilled. Whether you want to improve your company's bottom line or create a thriving coaching practice, Accomplishment Coaching can give you the distinctions and practices you need to coach others effectively today. Accomplishment Coaching has spent 6 years developing a cutting-edge coaches training program that will have you ready to coach people professionally in just 12 months, and you don't have to take time off work to do it. To find out more about the Coaches Training Program, just call 1-888-548-6813. That's 1-888-548-6813.
Hi, this is Rob Barnett, VinVillage.com, where wine lovers connect. Be sure to tune in weekly to Vin Village Radio for exclusive, in-depth interviews with the who's who in wine and food.